The San Antonio Spurs may have just made one of the smartest moves of the entire offseason. Not by signing another superstar, not by making a blockbuster trade, but by strengthening the one thing championship teams can never have enough of: elite coaching. Billy Donovan has agreed to become the Spurs' lead assistant coach under Mitch Johnson, giving San Antonio one of the most experienced basketball minds in the NBA. And if you're a Spurs fan, you should be extremely excited, because while players ultimately decide championships on the court, coaching staffs often determine whether talented teams actually reach their potential. Today, we're breaking down exactly what Billy Donovan brings to San Antonio, why this could be one of the most underrated moves of the summer, and how his experience could help unlock the next stage of the Spurs championship window. Let's get into it.
A Hall of Fame basketball mind.
Billy Donovan isn't just another assistant coach. He's one of the most accomplished basketball coaches of the past 3 decades. Before ever stepping foot in the NBA, Donovan built one of college basketball's greatest programs at Florida. He won 2 national championships, developed numerous NBA players, and established himself as one of the game's premier teachers. When he finally made the jump to the NBA, he didn't have to spend years climbing the ladder. He immediately became the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Over the next 11 seasons between Oklahoma City and Chicago, Donovan accumulated an incredible amount of NBA experience. He's coached MVPs, All-Stars, future Hall of Famers, young rebuilding teams, veteran playoff teams, and just about every type of roster imaginable. That kind of experience is invaluable, especially for a Spurs organization that's trying to build something sustainable around Victor Wembanyama. He understands superstar development. One of Donovan's greatest strengths throughout his coaching career has been adapting around elite talent. In Oklahoma City, he coached Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Chris Paul, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander during his early breakout years. Every one of those players required a different approach, different offensive systems, different leadership styles, different developmental priorities. Donovan consistently showed an ability to maximize what his stars did best, rather than forcing everyone into the exact same system. That's incredibly important for Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama isn't a traditional center. He's not a traditional forward. He's unlike anyone the NBA has ever seen. Having another experienced basketball mind dedicated to helping maximize his unique skill set is a massive advantage. Helping Mitch Johnson. Let's also talk about Mitch Johnson. Being an NBA head coach is one of the hardest jobs in professional sports. Every game presents hundreds of decisions: rotations, timeouts, defensive adjustments, offensive counters, managing personalities, player development, media responsibilities. It's non-stop. Now imagine having someone sitting beside you who spent more than a decade making those exact decisions as an NBA head coach. That's Billy Donovan. Sometimes the most valuable assistant isn't the loudest voice, it's the experienced voice. Someone who has already lived through every situation imaginable. That experience becomes especially valuable during playoff basketball, because playoff coaching is completely different from the regular season. Every possession matters, every adjustment matters, every timeout matters. Donovan has coached in countless high-pressure games throughout both college and the NBA. That perspective can only help. Player development could reach another level. The Spurs already have one of the NBA's best reputations when it comes to developing talent. Now they're adding another coach known for teaching the game. Throughout Donovan's career, players have consistently praised his communication, his preparation, his ability to simplify complex concepts. That's huge for a roster filled with young players still learning how to win consistently. Player development isn't just improving jump shots, it's reading defenses, understanding spacing, making quicker decisions, learning defensive rotations, recognizing tendencies, film study, basketball IQ. These are the areas where experienced coaches can make enormous impacts. Sometimes the difference between a good player and a great player isn't athleticism, it's understanding the game faster. A new offensive perspective. Another benefit? Fresh offensive ideas. The Spurs already have tremendous offensive talent: Victor Wembanyama, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, an improving supporting cast, but talent alone doesn't guarantee elite offense. Donovan has spent years designing NBA offenses around very different personnel: fast guards, dominant wings, stretch bigs, traditional centers. He understands how to create advantages. More importantly, he understands how offenses evolve over an 82-game season. Adding another creative basketball mind gives San Antonio even more flexibility. Different perspectives often produce better solutions. Defensive adjustments. Defense wins championships. We've heard it forever because it's true. While Donovan has often been praised for his offensive work, he's also coached numerous elite defensive teams throughout his career. Communication, rotations, discipline, preparation. Those habits begin with coaching. The Spurs already possess elite defensive potential simply because Victor Wembanyama exists. Now imagine surrounding that with even more organized team defense, helping young defenders recognize actions earlier, improving positioning, cleaning up transition defense. Little improvements add up over an entire season.
Leadership in the locker room. One underrated aspect of this move is leadership. Assistant coaches often become trusted voices players lean on privately. Sometimes players feel more comfortable talking with assistants than head coaches. Donovan has managed NBA locker rooms for over a decade. He's navigated adversity, winning streaks, losing streaks, trade rumors, playoff pressure, championship expectations. That emotional intelligence matters, especially for a young team entering the championship conversation. No ego attached. One thing that stands out about this move, Billy Donovan didn't take this position because he had to. He accepted an assistant role despite having extensive head coaching credentials. That says something. It suggests he believes in the opportunity. It suggests he sees value in working with this organization. And perhaps most importantly, it suggests he's comfortable contributing without needing to be the face of the coaching staff. Great organizations succeed when everyone embraces their role. Players, coaches, front office, everyone. The Wembanyama effect. Let's be honest, Victor Wembanyama changes everything. Every major basketball decision the Spurs make now revolves around maximizing his prime. Every draft pick, every free agent, every trade, every coaching hire, everything. Adding Billy Donovan fits that philosophy perfectly. You surround your franchise player with the smartest basketball people available, because championships aren't won by talent alone. They're won through preparation, development, execution, consistency. Preparing for long playoff runs. The Spurs aren't building for just one season, they're building for years. Long playoff runs demand tremendous preparation, scouting, adjustments, game planning, film breakdown, opponent tendencies, situational basketball. That's where experienced assistants often become invaluable. The playoffs become a chess match. Having another proven strategist on the bench gives San Antonio more answers when opponents start taking away your first option. What players can learn? Imagine being a young Spur. Every day you're learning from coaches with decades of combined experience. You're getting feedback after every practice, every film session, every game. Donovan's greatest impact may never appear in a box score. Instead, it could show up years later. Better decision-making, improved confidence, higher basketball IQ, cleaner execution. Those are the invisible improvements that winning organizations create. Why this matters more than people realize? Coaching hires rarely dominate headlines. Fans naturally focus on players, but history repeatedly shows championship teams invest heavily in coaching. The best organizations never stop improving, even after successful seasons. The Spurs could have simply replaced an assistant. Instead, they landed someone who's won at nearly every level of basketball. That's ambition, that's preparation, that's thinking long-term. Billy Donovan won't score points, he won't grab rebounds, he won't hit game-winning shots, but his fingerprints could eventually be all over this team's success, helping Mitch Johnson, developing young talent, preparing game plans, offering playoff experience, teaching basketball, supporting Victor Wembanyama's continued growth. All of those things matter. And when you combine Donovan's experience with one of the NBA's brightest young cores, it's easy to understand why Spurs fans should be excited. This move might not generate the same headlines as signing an all-star, but championships are often built through moves exactly like this: smart, calculated, forward-thinking. The Spurs continue proving that they're committed to building not only one of the league's most talented rosters, but one its smartest, and Billy Donovan may end up being one of the most important additions they make all year. But now I want to hear from you. How much of a difference do you think Billy Donovan will make as the Spurs' lead assistant coach? Could this end up being one of the most underrated moves of the NBA offseason? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest Spurs coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.